After an America East regular season that saw the margins between just about everybody in the conference razor thin, we get to a postseason first-round matchup between the UMass Lowell Riverhawks and the Maine Black Bears. They played less than 2 weeks ago, but today the stakes are even higher. Welcome inside the booth here at Wicked Blue Field in Lowell, Massachusetts, along with Calvin Cristoforo. I'm Ben Alcher. Thank you for joining us for first-round playoff coverage here on ESPN.
With the score of late, but defensively, it's been Maddie Guthrie who's really anchored this defensive unit.
Yeah, quite simply, she does not come off the field. 952 minutes on the season. That's a lot of steps out there for Maddie Guthrie, who has become a anchor point for the UMass Lowell defense, trying to lock down Thornton in that Black Bear attack, looking for some big-time points tonight.
Led them so far is Deshaun Gittens, averaging nearly 16 points per game, and he's a threat from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I mean, Gittens is Coach Latina's best player, super versatile, and he does it with a high rate of efficiency, shooting at over 40% from the three-point line.
And staring down a UMass Lowell lineup that is anxious to improve on yesterday's showing. We've got Alex Lucini in the #1 spot, striding to the plate now. Connor Kelly and Carlos Martinez to follow him.
But they've got two of probably the best post players, a tandem that you will see in the America East, and being Anna Olsen and Nicola Prieta. As here's the starters for Vermont, the same as what they were on Thursday. There's our player to watch, and Prieta, Anna Olsen, who is a three-time all-conference caliber player.
Oh, and Michael's got a piece of it. And William Whitelaw, who's a transfer with his third school here for Western Michigan, but they really feel like he's got a good home as that shot missed the net wide of Elliott.
Been a second or a third quarter. Sillalise Mulder right to the rack, lays it home.
That's beautiful take by Mulder. The Catamounts, atypical defensive series. They normally swarm the basketball. That time,
Walter, a long way from home, but representing his home country well here on campus in Lowell.
emerge. We've seen Layla do it so far today, but we'll see how the Sharks continue to progress. He said, we're looking to see if lessons have been learned from some of the other non-conference games they've had.
In conference 4-0-4 before the playoffs.
Yeah, going for their third consecutive America East title. Haven't had a three-peat in this conference since BU. They're so good they get kicked out.
23. Make it to the NCAA tournament. They did win an America East championship, but this would be their first time hosting and having a share of the regular season title.
In Orono. So you say, well, if UMass Lowell could get a close win in Orono, maybe then they'd be better off here at home. But Maine has showed that they have come and they are looking to pull off the upset.
Yeah, the Black Bears just 1-7 on the road, but they played all those teams tight.
Here's Van Evelyn with a shot. She scores!
Here he comes back on offense. Cross-court Farrell. Ralph Byer, new career high as he buries the triple. 25 points, and it's a one-point game.
Pad inside. So the officials utilize replay quickly, thankfully. But within 17 seconds, Mirko Battazzoni ejected from the game, a big loss.
And a huge one in the final 15 minutes of this game. Now pressure on for the Black Bears.
And how about the Selly as well there? 77th minute goal for Luca Marceau, the second of her season.
Say, how did that not stay in there? And it just hit the side netting, just crossing the line. 7th career multi-goal game.
And when you compare these two teams, Connerty is great for UNH, but UMass Lowell, it's the depth of attacking. You know you have Bowers, of course, but then you have Lyde.
What the flag was, that came out after the ball was in the back of the net, way after. 5th straight game with a goal for Keys, as we mentioned, into double digits on the season.
And it's time to take a look at tonight's starting goaltenders, presented by Agnelli Law Offices, attorneys who once protected the net, but who now protect your workers' compensation rights. A little bit interesting here. Jack Parsons gets his first start as a Providence Friar today. He came in relief in the series against St. Thomas, allowed Providence to get that comeback win last Saturday. Highly thought of goalie out of the USHL.
Here at Cushing Field, taking a look at the UNH side of things as first-year head coach Taylor Bastine has her team in a 2-2 duel here with the Riverhawks. 10th all-time meeting, Mason. It was UML getting the better of UNH last time out, but all-time UNH with the big advantage.
Yeah, it's not a series that has a ton of history, even though these schools are obviously not far apart geographically. But
well, the season for the Riverhawks last year, a winning campaign again at 17-15 overall, but a little bit disappointing in terms of the America East record. Lost to Maine, as I mentioned, to the quarterfinals. They hadn't had that early of an exit in a few years. They got to the America East title game the previous 2 seasons against Vermont. I think a lot of people were expecting a rematch, Nick, and it just didn't go their way. And a big reason you alluded to was just their inability to close out those really close games.
Yeah. Seems like it's mellowed out on both sides as the first foul of the day is called against Lowell here.
And these two teams, no strangers to fouls in cards. Take a look at that. Second and third of the conference in team fouls. First and third in terms of yellow cards given out.
Take a look at what he's been able to do in his last 4 games. Scoring has come easy. 8 games with 3 or more goals.
Hip 10 Caravan to Muhlenberg of Vermont.
Doubling back from the steeple is set to be.
11 is Margaret St. John of Keene State. 12 is McInerney of SNHU. 13 is Caraballo of Lowell. 14 is Rachel Thomas, UMass Lowell unattached. 15 is Barba of Vermont. And 16 is Lauren Boyard of New Hampshire.
For the Riverhawks this year, she now has 33 points on the campaign, the most in UMass Lowell Division I single season history. So she has been awesome. Had a great game against UAlbany in that game on Thursday.
Looking for a second win here at home. As you take a look at the Cushing Field disadvantage, for whatever reason, UMass Lowell, the same, not the same numbers, but similar numbers, where their best success this season, they see scoring and scoring against as well, has come on the road.
Hawkins is great at forcing some steals. How about Bella Vito? Right behind her in second in the conference.
They matched a season high with 10 steals in that Bryant loss on Thursday night.
He's going to look at Xavier Spencer. Chance at a 3-point play for him, adding to what has been a really strong game.
Well, Spencer does a very good job of using his big body in the backcourt.
Ted Hoteling in his 15th season as the head coach at New Haven. A very similar story, really, for the Chargers as Pat Duquette and the Riverhawks leading his program to a lot of success at the Division II level and now transitioning them into the Division I level.
We were talking about Northeastern. Let's take a peek around college hockey here on this Saturday, 5th weekend of the season. Northeastern 4 consecutive wins, all against ranked teams. The most amazing thing in college hockey this year, Denver fell again yesterday in overtime. It's already the 12th time this year a top 10 team in the USCHL poll has lost to an unranked opponent.
First half points in the paint for the Catamounts.
The last bucket by Olsen pushed it back to double digits. And again, the turnovers continue to be the big story for UMass. So they averaged about 17 a game, had 13 in that first half. That led to 9 points off. Seeing some great basketball today on both sides, and obviously one of the best players in the conference as well, Jay Tillman. Just look at the numbers that she's put up this year. Pretty much right on the average right now for both categories. And considerably, she played just sparingly throughout that first half, dealing with foul trouble.
Higgins, and then the size of Dean Letourneau. He is a mountain at 6'7".
He really is, and there's a look at all those Bruins. And again, we haven't even talked about either. No Andre Gassot here tonight yet again. Tied for 4th in points last year, senior player. Seen a lot of Bruins jackets and hats, as you usually do around some Hockey East rinks across New England.
Lucini is retired for the first time on a swinging strikeout, but the Riverhawks with a 4-run 4th to fly into the lead here in Lowell.
4 as we head to the 4th quarter. Got a good one on hand. Don't flip the channel. You're watching America East women's basketball right here on Nesson.
Here's a duel in quarter number 1. The UMass Lowell Riverhawks 2, University of New Hampshire Wildcats 2 after 15 minutes of play. We'll take a short break.
Doubleheader today. Coming up next on Nesson, BU and Maine. Should be a great one up at Alphon. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. For our producer, Grant Weiler, for Billy Jaffe and Natalie Nori, Eric Galanti saying so long from Songus. Lowell takes this one 5-1. Thanks so much for joining us for this presentation of Hockey East on Nesson.